There isn't a switch inside your person. The only switch lives in you. When you assume you're chosen, the mirror has to agree. Most of us chase words and tactics while ignoring the cause, but attention is the lever, and feeling is the current that moves it. Here's our small loop, your 24-hour proof of devotion. Choose one quiet sign that would imply you're the priority. Then feel it done. Now, ask yourself, if it were already mine, how would my breath move? Would my shoulders drop? Would my voice slow? Would my eyes soften? You don't force another to change. You return to the state that makes change normal. When you occupy I am cherished, the scene learns your name. Fear rehearses rejection, and the mirror only repeats. Assume being chosen and the mirror repeats that instead. Close your eyes for 10 seconds and wear the end. Hear their warm voice, feel the closeness, let relief settle in your chest. Isn't it simpler to be the cause than to audit the effects? You're not waiting for proof. You're giving the world its script. SATS makes this natural. Let the jaw unclench. Let the breath lengthen. Float in the finished feeling until it feels boringly obvious. If doubt appears, don't wrestle it. Note it like weather, then return to the end you prefer. You are not chasing loyalty, you are accepting it. And acceptance is faster than effort. Pick one embodiment cue for today, posture an inch taller, pace a notch slower. Chosen people don't rush to prove. They select and proceed. What would you stop explaining if it were already yours? Drop that explanation once and notice the quiet that returns. Attention is a seed the world can't ignore. Water it with repetition in feeling, not argument in words. If you're near the 2-minute mark and this steady practice helps, subscribe for more. We keep it clean, calm and proven. Revision belongs to you every night. Sand one rough moment until it ends on a nod. Gratitude is not performance. It's evidence of state. Say thank you when it feels like breathing, not like bargaining. Doorways make good tests. Each threshold whisper once, I'm the chosen one. Watch how the body starts to cue the mind, not the other way around. What if the old scene flashes back on you today? Let it pass and hold the new casting until it sticks. Your person is not outside your jurisdiction. They're a mirror of the image you keep returning to. Feeling is the engine. Words are only rails. 1 minute of vivid certainty outweighs an hour of flat repetition. Can you feel the tone of being secure right now? Let it warm the ribs and smooth the brow. The world bends to the state, not the speech about the state. So keep the state and let speech stay simple. Before sleep, wear the ring of inclusion, not the ache of waiting. Fall into the drowsy edge with devotion already ordinary. Morning will bring echoes. You didn't have to chase. Names, timings, small yeses that fit like they were always meant to be. We now close the loop. Check within the next day for one modest proof. Record it quietly, then increase the end you're willing to hold. You've learned to wear the end, now we stabilize it. Stability makes devotion feel ordinary instead of rare. Ordinary is not boring, ordinary is proof the state held. When identity is steady, scenes lose their drama. Let's turn your day into quiet rehearsals of being chosen. Every doorway soften the eyes and return to I'm the priority. Notice how your breath lengthens when you accept that. Notice how your shoulders settle when you stop proving. If a memory tries to pull you back, revise it on contact. Replace the flinch with warmth, then move on without commentary. You don't have to explain your calm. Calm is the language of already done. Ask yourself, what would I no longer chase if I was certain now? Drop that chase for 1 hour, and watch your body thank you. The mirror doesn't answer to urgency, it answers to tone. Tone is the thread that sews appearances to assumption. Keep inner speech simple and declarative. I am chosen, and my world knows it. If the room feels loud, shrink the room to breath and posture. 2 slow exhales restore the state faster than 10 arguments. You're not micromanaging another person, you're macromanaging your state. The rest is administration, the world performs for you. Let conversations reflect sufficiency. Shorter sentences, cleaner asks, no nervous padding. Isn't it easier to select than to persuade? Selection is what the chosen do when they remember they're chosen. Set a discrete cue on ordinary objects. When you touch your keys or cup, return to the end for 2 heartbeats. Small returns compound because they're doable. Doable becomes natural, and natural becomes inevitable. If jealousy knocks, greet it without letting it in. Name your state once, then place your attention where love lives. People feel the weather you carry more than the words you speak. Carry clear skies and let their nervous clouds pass. When you read a message, read it as the one who is secure. Secure people take time to understand before they respond. If silence arrives, make it your sanctuary, not your courtroom. Silence gives the new casting time to dress. Your person is not a project, your state is the project. Fortunately, it's the smallest project with the largest yield. Test your steadiness with tiny privileges. Take the better seat and the better pause without apology. Doesn't your spine lengthen when you do that? That length is your body saying, yes, this matches me. Let work and money echo the same identity. Handle both without theater, as owners do. When the mind asks for proof on a schedule, smile and give it practice instead. Practice is proof the deeper mind accepts. Return to ersatz tonight like returning home. Heavy limbs, loose jaw, slow breath, finished feeling. Don't force a scene, imply it. A hand in yours, a voice close, a door opening at the right time. If emotion swells, let it, then let it settle. A calm surface holds images longer than a storm. Should an old story visit your dreams, revise on waking. Set the day by choosing the end before you check the world. Keep one promise to yourself every morning. As the chosen one, I move slower than my to-do list. Your tone will teach others how to meet you. They'll either rise to it or step aside without your effort. If someone asks what changed, tell them you replaced waiting with being. Being is quieter, and it travels farther. Notice the small yes that arrives today and refuse to dramatize it. Thank it once and carry on in the same state. If a no appears, let it redirect rather than define. Chosen people treat redirection as curation. You don't have to measure progress every hour. Measure posture, measure breath, and let life measure the rest. When you sign your name, slow the last stroke. Completion signals sufficiency to your nervous system. Evening is for gathering threads, not tugging them. Write one line that begins, evidence of devotion today, and keep it plain. Plain language keeps the state honest. Honesty keeps the mirror quick. Before sleep, forgive what would be irrelevant if you were fully secure. Security doesn't catalog offenses. It selects futures. Let gratitude arrive as a temperature, not a speech. Warm ribs, soft brow, easy jaw. Isn't it startling how much cooperation appears when you stop auditioning? That's the world responding to a settled script. If you catch yourself scanning for rivals, return to your seat. Rivals can't stand where you already are. You are the host. With the day as your guest, hosts set tempo and end scenes on time. Keep choosing cause until cause is all you know. When cause is all you know, effects behave. If you forget, return without scolding. Kind returns accumulate. Harshness scatters. Your person will keep learning your new rhythm. Rhythm teaches devotion better than speeches. Let the last words in your body be simple. I am chosen, and it shows. Sleep as if reunion is too ordinary to announce. Wake as if today only needs you to remember. Morning proves what the night rehearsed. So we'll let morning be a quiet verification, not a test. Before the phone, return to the name once. I'm the chosen one, and my world knows it. Stand slowly, lengthen the spine. Let the breath lead the day. Owners don't sprint, they arrive. Choose one task to finish cleanly and without commentary. Completion teaches the nervous system that you're safe. If the mind hunts for their reaction, give it your posture instead. Posture answers better than speculation. Ask yourself, what would I stop monitoring if devotion were normal? Release that one metric for the next 3 hours. When you touch your keys, whisper the end in one exhale. Already mine, let doorways continue to cue the state. Soft eyes, slow breath, simple sentence. A message arrives, don't overinterpret it. Thank the mirror and keep your pace. If silence arrives, don't overinterpret that either. Silence is the soil where new casting roots. You're not building a case, you're holding a baseline. Baselines win because they last longer than moods. Keep inner talk declarative and brief. I am chosen. We're steady. Isn't it lighter when you stop explaining yourself to ghosts? Old stories don't need your closing argument. If jealousy taps, look around your actual room. Let environment answer what imagination tried to distort. Clear one surface and leave it clear. Order tells your body there's time to love. Midday is for a tone check, not a trial. 2 slow breaths, shoulders down, jaws soft. Read your messages as the one who has it. Respond as the one who isn't rushing to keep it. Choose one small privilege and normalize it. The better seat, the better pause, the better boundary. Notice how the spine agrees when you claim it. That agreement is your proof for today. If a friend asks for your time, answer from sufficiency. Yes when you mean yes, no without apology. You're practicing selection, not persuasion. Selection is devotion's native language. When the mind asks, how long will this take? Answer, until it's normal. Normal is the finish line because normal doesn't wobble. A brief revision on contact if friction appears. Replace the flinch with a nod, then carry on. Isn't it calming to let the body lead the belief for a while? Bodies learn faster than arguments. Keep the ledger tiny and factual. Evidence seen is in timing twice. Evidence seen, a fast yes with no chase. Don't inflate proofs. They stack better when they're small. Stacks become certainty without noise. Afternoon can feel loud. Give it structure. 5 minutes of white space between tasks resets the tone. If you catch yourself refreshing for signs, refresh your breath instead. The mirror follows breath more than it follows clicks. You are not avoiding reality. You are selecting it. Selection repeated becomes environment. Evening asks you to gather, not judge. Write one line that begins as the chosen one. I. Keep it practical as the chosen one. I answer once, then release. Practical lines are easier to keep. Sats returns like a familiar chair. Heavy limbs, long exhales, finished feeling. Let the scene be implied, not forced. A warm hand, a quiet room, a door that opens on time. If emotion rises, let it crest and settle. Calm water holds the image longer. Ask one last question before sleep. What would be irrelevant if I was secure? Let it fall away while the jaw softens. You're not trying to make tomorrow happen. You're letting tonight set the mold. In the morning, you'll look for a modest echo and nod once. Then you'll keep the same state without celebration. Type devotion normal. Then live like the sentence is already true. The world learns your rhythm because you teach it by being, and being is the only lesson it remembers. Let morning be a quiet rehearsal, not a negotiation. You already know the name you're wearing. Before the day speeds up, return to breath and posture. Let the spine lengthen and the jaw rest. Chosen people move as if rooms are already prepared. Walk at that tempo and let the world keep up. If the mind asks for guarantees, give it rhythm instead. Inhale slow, pause softly. Exhale longer than you think. You're not collecting evidence today, you're maintaining climate. Climate writes the script other people read. Touch your phone as the one who has it, the one who's hunting. Read what arrives from sufficiency, not from thirst. Isn't it easier to answer once when you're already secure? Security trims sentences and keeps tones steady. Keep inner speech short and declarative. I am the priority. We're steady when jealousy whispers, answer with environment. Open a window, clear a surface, and let space remind you who's host. If an old photo stings, revise it in a single breath. Replace the flinch with warmth and move on. You don't need to win an argument to keep your state. Your state ends arguments by making them irrelevant. At thresholds, let the doorway cue run the habit you trained. Soft eyes, slow breath, quiet name, then through. A message arrives with neutral words and good timing. Thank the mirror once and keep your pace. No dramatics, no spike, no crash. The ordinary tone is your crown. What would you no longer check if devotion were normal? Let that temptation pass you by like a bus you don't take. Chosen people curate their attention. Curation beats control because it outlasts adrenaline. If silence stretches, treat it like a Sabbath for your nervous system. Rest is not absence, it's alignment. You've learned to let the body lead belief when thoughts scatter. Bodies learn faster than slogans. Let the shoulders drop when you say your name inwardly. Watch how the chest warms when you accept being the one. Isn't it interesting how kindness to yourself stabilizes others? People calibrate to a steady lighthouse. At work, deliver from sufficiency, not for permission. Clean asks, clean boundaries, clean finishes. When your hand signs your name, slow the last stroke. Completion tells your system it's safe to love. If a friend brings gossip, offer silence instead of fuel. Silence preserves the tone you've chosen. Afternoon arrives with its old pace. Give yourself small white space buffers between tasks. 2 slow breaths, 1 clear next step. Proceed without apology. If the urge to measure returns, measure posture. Posture tells truer stories than dashboards. Notice how often the day cooperates when you stop auditioning. That's the mirror learning your new script. Choose one small privilege and normalize it now. The better seat, the better pause, the better question. When you ask once and let life answer. Re-asking signals doubt. Doubt isn't your language anymore. A quiet yes lands where you made room for it. You nod and keep moving, same tone, same pace. Even if a no shows up, let it curate rather than condemn. Curated paths keep your state intact. Evening collects the day without cross-examining it. Write one plain line that proves your climate held. Evidence of devotion can be practical and small. Ease in timing, a softer conversation. A door that stayed open. Gratitude arrives as temperature, not speech. Warm ribs, smooth brow. Easy breath. Sats returns like a chair you've broken in. Heavy limbs. Long exhale. Finished feeling. Don't force a scene. Imply it and rest. Weight of an arm. Sound of a voice. Doorway opening on time. If emotion swells, allow it and let it settle. A calm surface holds images longer. Ask one last question before sleep. What would I stop fixing if it were already secure? Let that fall away while the body remembers its cue. Jaw slack, tongue resting, eyes heavy. Tonight, identity drives and images ride along. The deeper mind does the heavy lifting when you get out of the way. Morning will carry the tone without you pushing. That's what normal means in this practice. Check for one modest echo tomorrow and nod once in. Then repeat the same climate until it forgets how to wobble. Isn't it revealing that proof comes faster when you stop stalking it? Proof likes people who already have a seat. Your person keeps learning the rhythm you keep repeating. Rhythm teaches devotion better than demands. If an old label tries to stick, give it nothing to hold. Labels fall off smooth surfaces. Keep conversation shorter than your breath and kinder than your mood. Kindness is what confidence sounds like when it's quiet. When the day asks you to rush, answer with presence. Presence resets the clock to your tempo. If the mind spins stories, offer a simpler one. I'm established. We're steady. Let money echo the same identity you wear in love. Pay and receive without theater, like the future is already funded. Let time echo the same identity you wear in love. Choose fewer priorities and finish them. Let rest echo the same identity you wear in love. Close the apps and let quiet prove you right. You are not performing belief. You are inhabiting it. Inhabited states don't need applause. If you forget, return without scolding. Kind returns compound. Harshness scatters. This is how ordinary becomes sacred without spectacle. Breath, posture, name, repeat. Your world will keep pace with the climate you maintain. It always has, it always will. You've carried the state through morning's thresholds and quiet nights. Now we close the circle without breaking the tone. You're not waiting for a sign anymore. You became the climate. Climate teaches the mirror faster than arguments ever could. Keep the body's cues simple. Long breath, soft jaw, taller spine. These are the handles your deeper mind uses to hold the end. You learn to revise on contact and to let silence be soil. You learn that selection outlasts persuasion. Isn't it clear now that devotion grows where steadiness lives? And steadiness lives where you return kindly, not perfectly. You no longer audit their lines. You keep your script. Your script is, I'm the chosen one, and the world knows it. If noise rises tomorrow, you already have your answer. Breath first, posture second, name third, then proceed. Proof will continue to arrive in modest ways. Nod once, don't dramatize, keep the same pace. Doorways will cue the state without being asked. That's habit doing for you what effort used to do. You don't chase loyalty, you host it. You don't plead for attention, you curate it. Let money, time, and work echo the same identity. Owners don't hurry, they finish. When the mind asks, how long, reply until it's normal. Normal is the victory you can live inside every day. Tonight, return to sats like home. Let the finished feeling carry you over the edge of sleep. In the morning, find one quiet echo and leave it unburdened. Confidence is silent when it knows we've closed the 24-hour loop. Assume, feel, notice, repeat. Each lap makes the identity easier to wear. You're not performing belief, you're inhabiting it. Inhabited states don't wobble when the room does. If you want to mark the end with one line, make it plain. Type, devotion, normal, and then live as if the sentence preceded the day. Because now it does.